Major League Baseball issued a new policy today lifting a ban on players on their permanently ineligible list once they pass away. The change allows those previously considered ineligible, such as Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson, to potentially be voted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Rose, who died last year, was barred from the sport in 1989 after an investigation found he had bet on games when managing the Cincinnati Reds. For more on this historic decision, we're joined by Jeffrey Lenkov. He was Rose's attorney who petitioned for him to be reinstated and was the recipient of the letter from Commissioner Rob Manfred revealing his decision. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Just let us know your emotions and your client's family's emotions after today's decision.
You know, it's a long process. This has taken 8-9 years. Really happy with the decision, historic decision. Took a lot of work. I'm most pleased for the Rose family and what it would have meant for Pete's.
You and Mr. Rose's daughter met with the commissioner in December and filed a petition in January for Rose to be taken off the ineligible list. From those conversations, was there any indication that this decision was coming?
You know, the commissioner didn't say or acquiesce that he was going to do it in those conversations. He was clear that he would have to review a petition on the merits. But I kept the communications going. This was sort of a process that went on for years, and then it resulted in a formal petition. What I walked away from the meeting enthusiastic and optimistic about, really two things. They let us be heard, and they seemed to take it seriously. So with those two thoughts in my head, I was optimistic that it was going to occur.
The Baseball Hall of Fame confirmed Rose is now officially eligible for induction. Will you and his family campaign for that to happen?
Yes, of course. I mean, you know, this is significant, historic for many reasons for the, all those who are off the ineligible list. But the ultimate goal as well for Pete to complete the tasks are, I'd like to get him into the Hall of Fame, or at least have that vote so the voters can determine his eligibility and his worthiness.
What is your message tonight, speaking of his worthiness, for critics who might say, I'm just a little hesitant based on what he did, that he ought to have that kind of instatement?
Look, that I understand critics. I understand opponents or those who oppose Rose, but you got to think about it this way. It's not a hall of ethics. It's not a hall of morals. And I don't say that frivolously. We can't judge the character of everyone preceding who went into the hall. This should be about what he did on the field. This should be about those accomplishments, what he did for baseball. Rose paid a monster price, a price that no one ever paid for being banished. My position would be we are a nation of second chances, third chances for many, and for what he did on the field, he's worthy.
And for people who may not know much about Rose and his baseball career beyond this scandal, what do you think is important for them to know?
Look, what is beloved about Rose, and which we sort of love about most people who sort of are at the top of their field, is the passion, the dedication he gave. He never, every game he played, he knew a fan may only see him once, but that fan deserved the greatest effort. And like others around him or before him or after him, Michael Jordan, Gretzky, Tom Brady, all those GOATs, all of them share the same quality of the dedication to the field. What he did outside of the field, he paid for it. Now it's time to consider him for the Hall of Fame.
Jeffrey Lenkov, so appreciate you taking the time to come on the show tonight.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.